So this is just going to be a video of me testing. This first one is the 460, and these two cards here are the 280s. So I'm going to test these three cards, and then I can't really test this one because I don't have any onboard graphics, and I need more wires running to actually test this, because yeah, I don't think I can get this in my piece. I could get it in there, but it'd be really tight with another video card, because this is the system I built that has an 3900 XT in it, so there's no onboard graphics to it. So you see, so I'm going to run, on this card has HDMI, so I'm going to run HDMI to the 32-inch monitor here. And I also do have, two cables here separate. And, they're both 6+2, 6+2. This requires two 6-pins. And the 280s, the two 280s takes an 8-pin and a 6-pin. So you just try this card first. This card would be a good match for like the Think Center that has the i5 2400. Do is hit turn the power button back on. This motherboard does have RGB, but I have it set to, I think, what is it called, dark mode, which just turns them off. Okay, so hitting the power button now. So we have, I have no idea, it looks like it's okay. It's going through the post. It's got the little LED post check. Okay, what's going on? We actually have an image. Yeah, here you go. We actually have an image. And it's actually booting in the Windows 11. So there's no drivers on it. So Windows is, I'm obviously hooked into the internet, so it probably will pick up drivers. Let's see what it does. See if it picks up on drivers automatically. I did pre-download drivers anyways. I don't think I have Image in Heaven on here anymore. That's like a quick test. Oh yeah, I do. I have Heaven Benchmark on here. So let's try to see if we can get it. This is a 460. And the car seems to be working now. Well, it seems to be working. Just see if this stops or fails, because it's doing an auto install of the drivers. And we need not have a drink over here. Yeah, I haven't ran. I didn't run DDU or nothing like that, so I still have the drivers on for the 3060 Ti. So you just check. It says checking for, and you see that pretty good. So it's saying checking system compatibility. letting this install so I can, you know, run Heaven. That's kind of weird. So, I picked these up. I don't know if you kind of see these. There's two of them. Lapel mics, right? That's what you call, or whatever you call them. So, someone recommended them to me. And it's a friend. His sounds fine. Like, he records, they sound fine. And so, what it comes with is this. So it has a Type C. You plug this in. When I first got it, I tested it with my computer, and obviously the 3060 you can record desktop, and I recorded my desktop with it. It sounded fine, right? It sounded good. So then I tried it with my phone. When I play it back on my phone, it kind of sounds halfway decent. Then when I put it on my computer to see what it sounded like, it sounded pretty bad. They both sounded pretty bad. Like even with this off, they sounded pretty bad. So in a way it sounds good, but it seems like it has too much bass to it. Or kind of like you ever had, like you went swimming, you got water, a little bit of water in your ears. Kind of gave that sound to it. It sounded clear, but at the same time it didn't. It sounded like it had too much bass. I have no idea. Like, and they're supposed to be plug and play. There's no audio, no like app needed to put on your computer or your phone or nothing. So there's the drivers done. See, just open Heaven up and see if it artifacts. Like, what do we want to test now? Ultra? No, I don't. Just try low. 1080p. Now I'm gonna message him and let him know exactly what I got working or what works. Yeah, as you can see here, you know, Unigine Heaven's running. Let's take you out of the stand. So you can see here in the corner, it is showing the GeForce GTX 470. And on, what did I say, low settings? Golly, my memory's so bad. Let's see. Quality. Yeah, low settings, and it's getting to 79 in the 70s. So okay, I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna shut this down, and put one of the other video cards in. Maybe this driver will work for this card too. I doubt it. Go ahead and shut this down. Pull this card. So it seems good. I have to do more testing with this card. You see? Okay, I'm gonna hit the power button, hit the power switch, and then hit the power button. Make sure everything's good. And then I'm gonna switch these cards out. So yeah, I will have to add some new thermal paste to this. I kind of dusted the card off already, so I'm not gonna do too extensive of a cleaning on it. And because this motherboard, it's like it only has two finger gap here. I find having a pin with no ink tip or nothing in it helps, because all you have to do is push on here and then it helps. Because because otherwise I have a tendency to try to push that, and you just, it might be easier now. When I had the cooler before, in this case, it was like no room. That's why I started doing that. So let's go with this one next. You can see here, this is 280. I believe this is still a 1 gig card. And the 460 was a 1 gig card. Now this, as you can see here, requires an 8-pin and a 6-pin. That's the only thing I find really, like, even if this is even if I want to put this in a system, right? Like, the power supply I would need to run this, I wouldn't want to put it in a system that I'd be putting this video card in, right? You kind of get what I mean? Because that would be a pretty good power supply, and then to run older hardware on it, when I could use that power supply in a better system. So that's latched in. It doesn't have HDMI, so I'm going to run a DVI to HDMI adapter. Just hook in. The two cables, and obviously in here I have enough power. I have an 850 watt power supply in here, so that should be plenty for this video card. Okay, so hit the power switch on the power supply, and now the power button. Okay, it's getting a post. Let's go back up here. So yeah, it's posting up. Good about doing these cards at the same time, because there's two of them. Just need to do the driver's ones. Yeah, you should realistically each time, because these are older cards, and you definitely could see in the driver versions, like, this has a newer driver version on it than these. So the driver version for this might work with that. I don't know. Like, but it's best to run like DDU every time you switch out a card, especially when the drivers are totally different. So let's try this. Try this again. These are the 280s. Yeah, see, this has a 342.01 is the latest update. Like I said, the latest update for this is 342, and 460 is a 391.35. So yeah, the driver's definitely newer. This car would probably run pretty hot. Who knows when? Like, if they don't really look that bad off, but most of the dirt, you can see a good amount of dust just by looking in here. I don't have a flashlight again, it's way over there. The camera's in the way. But the heat sink is going to be in here somewhere. It's all the way this block here. It's going to be probably, and I ain't even showing it. So you can kind of see dust in between here. The rest of it doesn't look seriously bad. But with this kind of cooler, with this kind of cooler, it blows through, and it blows through the back because it's a blower style. So all the dust will be stuck right here, and it's just a thin. I think it's like the cooler is probably like this thick, whatever. So it usually gets clogged up right in here somewhere. No idea if there's like how difficult this would be to take apart, but yeah, if they work, add new thermal paste to them and check them out, see how clean they are. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to have a big enough power supply to run both of these. And, I think I only have one SLI brick, ribbon cable, whatever. Yeah, ribbon cable. I think I only have one, but it would be nice to put this in a system and try this in certain games. I know like Shadow of Tomb Raider likes running, SLI. So run SLI with this card, because I have two of them in a system, but I would really need a good power supply. Like my cables on this power supply, they don't have a daisy chain on them. So if you have two connectors, you need to run the two cables, which I would do anyways, but then I can't just run one cable to this card and one to the other card, because I think the power supply has two more slots on it to run two more cables, but I don't have them two cables. So it says it installed good. The driver's installed good, so you saw. And usually I do a restart too. Like I install the drivers and then do a restart, make sure everything's good. But it's just going to be kind of a quick video. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing, low settings. Yeah, low settings, and then everything is disabled, and it's running at 1080p. So it says full screen resolution, system resolution. So it's 1920 by 1080. So you can see it's started up, no artifacting or nothing weird looking going on. Okay, so yeah, there's a huge difference. Like, oops, never mind. There it goes. It just kind of just crashed out. So yeah, I guess that 280 doesn't work, because it recovered for a second, and now it just completely just like reboot the system. Yeah, so I just reboot it. So just hit the power button and shut this thing down. Swap this card out. Yeah, it like completely reset. Like it, as you can see here now, it like completely reset my system. Now the little RGB is on too, so that kind of reset my whole system. Okay. So video card number 1, the one with the not most of the sticker on there. I just cut this off. You hit the power button and get that feed off. Okay, so this card definitely seems like something's wrong with it. I have to run DDU because I got two different sets of drivers installed. I have to run DDU. If this does the same thing, I'll run DDU. Obviously right live while I'm still recording. I'll run DDU on it and then reinstall the drivers. If this one's fine, then I know it's not the driver issue. Okay, so let's go back again with the yeah, Yeah, so if I wouldn't install the drivers, I would have thought the car was fine. You seen it had a good display up. Yeah, I would have just thought the car was fine. So just try this again. So far out of the parts so far we have, this is possibly working. Seeing good, just needs to run more tests. Okay, there goes the image. So I still need to run more tests on this. This is 460. And this one here that doesn't have a white sticker on it, which I had to mark some other way. It shows an image and then you do the drivers, but as soon as you try to run a 3D application and you've seen it glitched out and then it recovered, but then shut the whole system down. And give it a second or two, it should automatically, the drivers are there. It shouldn't show this a different card. Okay, I guess maybe it's not gonna do. So you just go ahead and try to put the drivers on manually. They just assumed it would be it would already, you know, start doing its thing. It ought to switched. Like the system shouldn't, to the system it's the same card. Okay, there it goes. Shows that folder of a card. Yeah, device manager doesn't show that folder. Well, task manager doesn't. This device manager, see if it's showing it. Yeah, it's showing the 280 right there. Oh, I see why. It doesn't. I don't think this card really supports Windows 11. And I'm running in DirectX 11. Yeah, so let me check. Come on, like. Nvidia 280. I'm looking at Tech Power Up for the Nvidia 280. It looks like the same as that card. So it says it has, you know, GDDR3 memory. It's 1 megabyte. Let's see. It says it has DirectX 11 support. It says. Yeah, so it has DirectX 11 support. I didn't think it did, but it says the car supports DirectX 11.1, even though it supports DirectX 11. The feature limit it is only. Oh well, so it says even that it supports it. The feature is only is level 10.2, which has been with DirectX 11 and 12. So it says it's supposed to support it, but it really only supports 10. So I'm going to kick this down to DirectX 9 because there's not a 10 on here. So just run this like this, and then if it doesn't like tweak out an artifact, I'll try to run 11, DirectX 11, and see what happens. But in that it said it didn't. So far it seems to be good, but the FPS is way lower for just generation older. So we're still on low settings, and you can see it's in the 70s on this too. So there's a clock speed, there's a temperature, Ooh, temperature ain't too bad so far. Like, I figured it'd be higher. And I'll show you here that we are on low quality. Yeah, and it seems fine. So I'm gonna rerun. I'm gonna close this out, rerun it under DirectX 11, and see if this card does the same thing as other card. But so far, this seems pretty good. I'm not gonna let this whole thing run since I'm doing multiple cards. So I'm gonna close this out, cancel. So yeah, it's gonna be limited on what games I can try. It's not gonna run DirectX 11. You just try this again. Now, if this card runs it, I know something's wrong with this. Yeah, so I know something's wrong with this card, and it ain't even a driver issue. So, but it seems fine. Like, it hasn't crashed out. Like, and sometimes in these cases, these two cards were probably running in SLI. So this is why there's two of them there. So both cards are running. This card was probably doing the blunt work of it, like, because the person didn't have it set to SLI, or some of the games they played didn't support SLI, so they are probably running off of this. They're probably running off this card. Slide that over. Some reason it's hitting a button somehow. But you can see the cards in. This one here is running fine. There's no, it's not crashing, it's not artifacting. It's hitting 73C now, and on this part it's at 37 FPS. Yeah, it's not artifacting. And this is, I'm running in DirectX 11. So yeah, I'm running in, say, yeah, DirectX 11. So this card seems to be fine. You know? Yeah, it feels pretty toasty. It's up to 56, but it's not loud. I can make it louder, right? Yeah, I could crank the fans all the way up. So this card seems good, and this card seems to be faulty. But like I was saying, when they run in SLI, this card here was probably getting the most use because it's on the top slot, you know. And you know what I used to do, I don't know if it was any good, but if I had two video cards, and the video in the game I was playing didn't support SLI, and I actually run the second card as a for PhysX. It would run PhysX, and this would run, you know, the regular stuff. So it could run, and it did help with FPS. I even tested it with I don't remember the two cards, but one was a higher end card, but it still wasn't really high end. It was a better card than the other one. So I used a lower end card out of the two, and I ran PhysX on that card. I ended up getting like 5 FPS more. That's not a lot, but 5 FPS could be, you know, what you could think as playable or non-playable. That 5 FPS could be like, oh, it's playable now. And then it without that FPS, like, man, this is, I can't play this. That 5 extra might put it at above your limit of where you can, you know, well, a 5 FPS might take it below if you lost it on playable or not playable, because that 5 FPS could just make the difference on you wanting to play the game or not, or even lowering a setting or something. But if you're on the lowest setting already, then it's not good. See, like right now we're up to 80C, and it jumped down 79 for a second, but it's at 80C. Yeah, and you can smell it's hot. Yeah, so I think it probably stabled out now, because it went to it back down to 79. The fan isn't running super loud, but it's fine. It's been running for a couple seconds now. So I guess I'll shut this down and I'll put this other car back in here and see if something just wasn't right. I don't have like a way to clean it off without moving that. This run for a little second longer. I do have a eraser on here, so I'll take this eraser and kind of clean this contacts up. Didn't really look bad, so I kind of right here. Yeah, they actually cleaned it up really way better, so definitely seems like something's on it. Not perfect, but way it's better than what it was. It's actually more shiny. Definitely shinier. So as you can see here, this car's still running. So this car's good. This is the one with the sticker on it. So I will just hit the power button and let the system shut off, and I'll switch and put this other car back and see if cleaning the contacts helped. Turn the power on. Yeah, this guy is. It's toasty. This ain't AC. Yeah, that's toasty. And you can smell the heat, like the old heat dust in there, like the dust kind of. What's wrong with it? God, yeah, that's hot. Yeah, that's running hot. Yeah, that's warm. Yeah, I can leave my hand on it, but yeah, that's pretty hot. I said that a lot of times in a row, didn't I? So this is a good one here. And double checking this, but so far it seems like this is no good. I'll retry it again the same way on DirectX 10 on DirectX 9 and see if it does any better. And then if it does, I'll switch it to DirectX 11. And who knows, maybe I didn't have the card in there completely right, since I'm not, because they don't have the, since there's no screws holding it in the back, maybe it wasn't completely in there. Yeah, I will start running the new mic once I get the lines run and figure out where I want to put it. I don't really like it right there because it's right where my secondary monitor would be at. So let's kick this in, just turn the power on. So at least it starts up and shows an image on the screen. That's why I tell people when they buy a system, make sure the drivers are on it, because as you've seen, I started this up and it was fine. and then I put the drivers on it and it was still fine, right? It didn't artifact, but as soon as I ran a benchmark, a heaven benchmark, it artifacted and then shut the system down. And now we can see that it's no good because I just seen some artifacts on it. So you see this again. Yeah, see, this is another thing that's pretty weird. Normally when you take a card out and put another one in that's the same card, it's already there. You don't need to install the drivers or wait till it's installed. It's the same card, so it knows. Maybe maybe something's different with these two cards. They're both 280s. There's still not the driver. What the heck? Why did it just flash, but it didn't put the driver on there? Just try it. Do it manually again? What? It usually just, yeah, like I said, usually the system doesn't even recognize that you took one card out and put another card back in it. If it's the same card, it doesn't do like it's doing now. This guy's pretty toasty. That again, didn't I? This card is warm. Yeah, like, maybe it's just confused, but it should be a driver issue because this one was running. So yeah, it's like not auto installing the drivers. Maybe I got something set. When you run DDU, sometimes it shuts off Windows to do an update on the driver, so maybe it's just not doing the driver. But normally, like I said, the driver would, the system wouldn't do, you put another card in and it'd be perfectly fine because the driver's out. It's no different than me taking this out and starting it up and then shutting it down and restarting it. See, now it's telling me that I need to do a restart. So what the, yeah, that's kind of different. So I have to do a restart. See, too bad into the video. Yeah, so I will be running another mic from now on. Like I was saying, these are just no good. Yeah, and they have pretty good reviews. They're like 4.3 reviews, and they're like 3,000 something. But maybe it's from, okay, so what the heck? Yeah, there's definitely something not right with this card. I should open this manager. I'm so used to seeing it in device. So it's saying Windows is already picking up that something's not right with it. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and run DDU and see what the heck happens. So you hit Shift shift and then restart. So your system will restart. Not the best angle, but yeah. So far, this video card seems to be bad. Like you just seen it installed the drivers, the screen flash like it was auto putting the drivers on, but then it didn't. So then I manually put the drivers on, and look at that. Like, yeah, you just seen that, right? Like this, it's bad. This car's no good. But I'm gonna try to do, and the resolution is like really bad. Advanced options, and then startup settings. You hit again, yeah, like resolution's crap. So you hit that, hit enter again. Now it's going to restart, and you're going to get what you want to start in. I do 4 for safe mode with no network, because it's best to run DDU in safe mode, because the drivers isn't on at all right now. Right? So then you can do, you can enable debugging, whatever, but for this purpose you can do safe mode. Well, I guess, yeah, safe, just enable safe mode, and then you got 5 is safe mode with networking. I do just safe mode with no networking. So it seems like every once in a while it's okay. So yeah, it seems like every once in a while it's okay. Nvidia, we'll do and then you go in here. You select GPU, and it's gonna pull up whatever drivers it detected. Could they say Intel, AMD, Nvidia? And here it shows Nvidia. So I do clean and restart. So yeah, while that's doing that, I guess I double back what I said. Yeah, but these, I heard, you know, a friend of mine that has these, it sound pretty fine. You know, sound pretty good. Well, through the phone, and mine kind of sounds good through the phone. So maybe they are bad, but it comes with this, which is a Type C. You just plug this in a Type C, and then this is a receiver. They're not Bluetooth, which I'm sure his is Bluetooth, but this is the same. We clicked on the same link for his order, and he just shared it with me, but I'm sure his was Bluetooth. These are not. So you have to have this to run these, which is terrible, right? And then it also comes with, you know, USB. This is probably just 2.0 or maybe 3.0, can't tell. To a Type C, so it's just an adapter. And it also comes with the extra, you know, pop filter. Yeah, what's it matter if it has these extra pieces if they don't sound good? Yeah, there's a lot of drivers on it. Maybe this car just really, something's different with it than this one. It seems like the same car. Yeah, they're both OCE. It says OCE, so they're OC models. They seems to be the same thing. Yeah, that's really weird. Put it in the top slot, and then if it still acts up, I'll change it to the lower. So right now I have it hooked to this DVI. I have it hooked to this DVI right now. So if I reinstall the drivers again and it still acts like it did earlier, I'll change it down to this one and see what happens. So maybe maybe this is just bad. I don't see that because it would do it right away. Without the driver, it seems fine. Like I don't see any artifacting now. Let's go ahead and try to run it again. Now that it's actually a full fresh install of video drivers, all the Nvidia drivers have been taken out, cleaned out. So it's like putting a car in for the first time. There's no other drivers on it. Like I was saying, it had drivers for a 3060 Ti and then drivers for a 480 and then drivers for a 280. But it's weird that the other 280 worked with no issues and this one here had issues. But then when I popped the other card in, it had no problems. Let's give this a try. I don't know why like GeForce Experience really can't do nothing with this card because there's no updates anymore, so it's not like giving you updates, and it can't optimize your game. So what's the purpose of having GeForce Experience on your computer, right? What is the purpose of having it there if it doesn't do anything and it makes you sign in, which is, I think, is just kind of outrageous. It's like if I build a computer, I like to have that on and have it automatically optimize their game to their screen resolution and all that, so the game will run smooth to them. They won't have to mess with any settings. They won't be on like default settings. At least Nvidia will optimize the game for them. So now this time see, it set it and installed it. The drivers are not there. Something is definitely not right with this card. Yeah, same thing. It's picking up that something's wrong with it. See, let's do a restart. So you got a long video, but the most part is the first. So it's the first part. It's the first GTX 280 that I tested that is faulty. Like the first time it actually ran, so maybe it just died now. Maybe it just decided to not want to work now. Doing a restart and see what happens. It's not. Yeah, it's not there. Just try redoing the driver. It's not. It's gone. The Windows even picks up that something's wrong with it. It's not gonna make any difference, but yeah, Windows picks up that there's definitely something wrong with this card. Yeah, I'm gonna check this one more time and see if the drivers go on. I'll probably pull the card apart and clean it and see what's up with it. Maybe it's just dirty. Maybe something's not right. But yeah, I'm gonna rerun DDU. Well, once if it works or not, I'm gonna start by testing this one, but I'm gonna do that a little bit off of camera, test this a little bit more and see how it runs. It's a 1 gig card, so yeah, I'll figure out what game I want to play on it for about a couple minutes and see what it does. Yeah, my guess is the other 280 is bad and this one is good. So this is a good one and the one that's in here now is a bad one, because it's not, the drivers are there, but it's saying something's wrong. Like, you see, see it. So it's saying that I need to restart. Take this reference model cooler off here and put it on the 460. That cooler's way bigger than this little cooler that's on the 460. Even that as a blower style, it'd probably do better than the cooler that's on it now. Yeah, does it? It seems no. Yeah, see, the resolution is definitely not there. Windows is definitely picking up something wrong with it. Just shut this down. Hold this in place, and I'll switch this to the bottom, and then I'll restart it again and see what happens. But otherwise, I'm gonna say this is like, maybe it just failed. He did tell me he didn't know if any of these worked, so same thing. Yeah, like Windows is definitely not what needed on here. So what is the problem with it? Yeah, I have to figure it out. I don't think the car's worth too much more time than that. Let's try one thing. Can we do? No, we can't, because this only has that one driver on here. So yeah, Windows picks up that there's definitely some fault to it. So you know, this car so far I can count as good. Still got to do more testing, which this is the 460. It's a 1 gig video card, and as you can see here, it has HDMI, DVI, and VGA. This is what's pretty nice, having the HDMI, because you know, you have a TV, you could hook that to a TV. So that's pretty nice. Too bad. Be nice if this card was just one 6-pin. Then I can run it in on the system, as long as the other system works. The i5 2400. I think I'm gonna pull that 2400 out and put that CPU in the computer that I have coming from Goodwill, because the CPU I was gonna put in that is like the best I have is an i3 3220 or something like that. So it's a 32 something. And this one seems to be good too. Still needs more testing, obviously, but you've seen it in Heaven benchmark. It was running perfectly fine. A little bit on the warm side, but I think these run hot anyways. And I don't really have a way to test this, because there's like no way to slot this in here, like, and run the 8-pin and a 6-pin. So yeah, I'm gonna call this as good. So we got so far a good 460 and a 280 and a bad 280 out of the $30 part haul so far. Yeah, I'll have to do the rest of the videos. I'm gonna do them one by one to test them and see how the other ones work. Only thing I did so far was the Think Center. I did put a cooler on it. I took the cooler off the AMD system. Even the back plate that's behind the motherboard had the screws for Intel, so they use the same cooler. And I put the back plate and the cooler on that motherboard, so it has the i5 2400, and now it's got a cooler on it too. Still the 4 gigs of RAM, because I don't have but 2 more sticks. But yeah, I'll probably test that system next. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Got, out of the 3 cards, the 3 video cards, we got 2 good ones so far, and I have to check this card out more. Yeah, that's the end of this video. I'm gonna run DDU on this now off camera and put the 460 in it and play some games on it. Thank you for watching. I don't know. Comment. Kind of sucks because I was really hoping to like throw a system together with maybe like I have on bid now a system that has a first gen i7. It's like a 9. I want to say a 960. I don't remember amount of RAM, but I could go ahead and try to win that. I don't, and try to run these cards in it. But there's no reason to try to buy it just to run these cards in it because one of them's probably faulty until I look at it more and fix it. But right now I have three other systems and 2 video cards to test more. And I got some repairs that are on the side. I got 4 desktops that I'm waiting for parts to come in to upgrade them. Client doesn't want me to film it, so I can't film that video. I have another laptop for a person that lives in the building. It's his daughter, I believe, wants me just to do a fresh install of the operating system, so I'll probably do a video of that. Not really of the install, but I'll run like some benchmarks on it, like maybe some lower games, and maybe I'll see if it can run Half-Life 2 or Left 4 Dead, something like that. And then show some CPU benchmarks off that system. But yeah, this is in the video. Thank you for watching. Comment what you think might be the issue with this 280 down in the comments below.